Welcome to Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee. A very important matchup in MLS Next Pro on tap this evening. Atlanta United 2 on the road taking on Chattanooga FC in the Eastern Conference again. These two teams hovering around each other in the Eastern Conference standings right now. Chattanooga currently sits second in the East behind the table toppers Crown Legacy, and in the live table Atlanta has fallen to 7th, but they came into the weekend in 6th, just 6 points out from behind of Chattanooga, but they do have a game in hand, so this could be a big swing, especially for Atlanta, depending on the outcome of this match. Here's the starting 11 for Richard Dixon, newly named officially the head coach for Chattanooga. Said it was a full circle moment, and here's his first 11 as the official head coach. A 4-3-3. This lineup is dripping with talent and quality. Alex Krell, 12 goals on the season. Tate, Robertson, and Daniel Mangarov, two players that are in the tops in the league in assists. Robertson with 6, Mangarov with 5, and so with all of the talent within this 11, you can expect for some goals. The last time these two teams met, it was 4-4, and if this match has anything like that one, we are in for a good one. Here's 11 for Jose Silva, 4-2-3-1. Arif Kovac, who leads the entire league in goals with 15, leads the line for the Five Stripes today. Cameron Dunbar, Ignacio Suarez, Corey, and Enzo Dovolo will play under him in the attacking midfield. And when you have holding midfielders like Adrian Gill as well as Andrew Hardeness, you are going to be in a comfortable position, especially defending with the way that Atlanta likes to come out. These two teams are both aggressive. They both want to get after the other. And so this should make for a very fun matchup with playoff implications on the line. This is the second meeting between these two teams this season. Their third will be the penultimate match of the year on September 13th, right before Decision Day on September 20th. And so we have Atlanta in the forest green and gold, and Chattanooga in the white and navy blue. The Chattahooligans already bringing the noise, one of the best crowds in MLS Next Pro, as we are moments away from kickoff. Laith Dahan is our referee. A check of the watch. A blow of the whistle, and we begin from Finley Stadium. Atlanta United 2 taking on Chattanooga FC in the Eastern Conference. Matthew Sinanu goes back to the goalkeeper, James Donaldson. Atlanta coming in 34 points on the year, and it is a very tight race right now for the top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. New England sitting on 39, Columbus sitting on 39, and Orlando sitting on 35 points. And so that is 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Already mentioned 2nd is Chattanooga on 40 points. So a lot can change this weekend, with most teams having 7 or less matches after the weekend. And there is Gil. Spent time in La Masia in Barcelona, Spain, with the FC Barcelona Academy. Very good in the midfield, especially defensively. And we'll see with these styles if the early mistake can be forced on either side. Suarez Corey steps in front of Farid Sarsar. Ball is out for a throw. Yves Chayup sends the ball back in. Playing after last season with Crown Legacy. Hanchard all the way back to Eldin Jakupovic, still doing it. Spent time at LAFC as well as playing in England. Crunching challenge. Chattanooga in possession. Ball zips back in. And now Atlanta will look to run the other way. Dump forward. Dovolo on it. Dovolo drops it off. Kovac to control. Arif Kovac unselfishly played it along to Cameron Dunbar. And for the talisman, he decided to pass just outside the 6-yard box. After this control, you thought for sure he was going for goal. And Eldin Jakupovic, the goalkeeper, looks back as to say, why didn't you try me? Well, Chattanooga will count their blessing on that one, as Atlanta looked sure to take a lead inside of 5 minutes on that counter. Both of these teams can get up and down. For Coach Richard Dixon of Chattanooga, he wanted his team to be aggressive from the start. That was something they really wanted once he took over. Last year at times they would score a goal and then kind of sit back. Doesn't want that to be the case this year. They're going to be under duress today from Atlanta. Dovolo. Chayup with the clearance. Alex Krell putting some pressure on Majoub. Now a long ball over the top. Dominic Chonqui catches up to it at the corner flag. Towards Dunbar. Cameron Dunbar can't place it in, so now this is Gill, Hardeness, and Majoub. Gill out wide. Chonqui along to Dunbar. Good passage of play here for Atlanta as Gill lays it off towards Jardines, around to Dovolo. Dovolo still with it. Dunbar controls. Nobody at the back post, as this will scoot out for a goal kick. Atlanta has been brisk to start this match. Good tempo for the Five Stripes. Ball moving with pace as well as with precision. Good decision making. Just nobody there for that ball from Dunbar. And Chattanooga is going to have their hands full with this press. Atlanta wants to be better and not having mental mistakes. There's a foul there. Damian Barker-John is the one that was fouled. But Atlanta does not want to make mental mistakes. They have the players and the ability to cut down space and to make things difficult for Chattanooga. But at times, they have given up goals because they have shut off in important moments. The last time these two teams met, it was a 4-4 match. Chattanooga went up 3-0. Atlanta then came back via 2 own goals from Chattanooga and goals from Andrew Hardeness and Matthew Sinanu to make it 4-3. But then a late goal for Chattanooga leveled things. Now Krell is behind. Flag has stayed down! And Alex Krell has scored! Chattanooga takes the lead on top of Atlanta. Krell continued in possession and placed it around Donaldson. And now Krell, who is second in the league in goals, sits on 13, just 2 behind the man he's playing today. It is a matchup of the two top goal scorers in the league, Arif Kovac sitting on 15, and Alex Krell now sitting on 13. Moments ago, it was Kovac who could have scored the first goal of the match, but did not put it on frame. Alex Krell took his first opportunity in style, and now Chattanooga is in front. Tate Robertson with the assist. Now Robertson, 14 goal contributions on the season. His 7th assist, now second in the league in that category. Enzo Dovolo could not keep possession as he was racing towards the end line. And I asked Coach Dixon about the passing ability of both Robertson and Daniel Mangarov, both having some of the top marks in assists in the league. Mangarov with 5, and coming into today it was 6 for Robertson before the assist he had to Alex Krell. And he said that Robertson can do just a lot in that category as Damian Barker-John comes up lame as he goes into the box. Atlanta does not have to stop play, but our referee will stop play as Barker-John is going to need a little bit more time. And finishing that point from Coach Dixon on both Mangarov and Robertson, he spoke specifically about Robertson's ability to play the ball in from anywhere on the field. And when you can play a progressive pass or a penetrating pass, you become very difficult to defend. That pass would be a penetrating one right into the teeth of the defense and into the path of Alex Krell. And Krell with the goal. 10th minute of action. Goal came in the 7th minute, and Chattanooga is in front at home, where they have a result in 9 of 11 matches, and they are unbeaten in their last 5 here at Finley Stadium. Suarez Corey slows his pace and sends it back to Daniel Chica, who played prior with Carolina Court. Matthew Sinanu also on this back line. Played in MLS Next Pro Cup last year with Colorado. Majub. Chica can't connect with Cameron Dunbar. And a bit of a worry for Atlanta. Their struggles have been with the back four. And it has been in times when they are pressing. Barker-John holds this up well. And now coming the other way is Anthony Sorensen. Quickly along to Tate Robertson. His early ball. Picked up by James Donaldson. Chayup sits a man down, and Cameron Dunbar. Now Barker John trying to shield off a challenge, and he'll keep possession. Mangarov waiting, and now has it. Mangarov racing to the inline, pulls it back. Controlled by Sorensen off the clearance. Hanchard to Farid Sarsar. And now leaves Chayup. This 11 has a lot of former flavor. In MLS Next Pro, Barker John is back down. Chayup keeps possession. Isaiah Jones into Chayup. Barker John still taking some more time to get to his feet, and Isaiah Jones will earn possession. Not before Gill takes it over. Dovolo waiting for it. Now racing with it. Dovolo. Dunbar. Now Chonqui hop and a skip before it goes out of play. 14th minute of action. 1-0. Chattanooga in front, scoring in the 7th minute. Alex Krell. A goal for him, his 13th of the season. Dominic Chonqui, long throw into the area, headed away by Sarsar. Chonqui tracks it down. Hardeness towards Gill. Now along to Dovolo. Gill can't pick out Kovac or Sananu, and it will roll out for a goal kick. Atlanta, a team that has given up the 4th most goals in the Eastern Conference. So conceding has been a problem at times for the 2nd leading goal scoring team in the East. So they find themselves behind right now, but they have plenty of firepower to score goals as Chica pumps this all the way across to Dominic Chonqui. Gill. Sananu stepping up. Into Ignacio Suarez Corey. Early ball into the trigger man Kovac. Kovac looking back. Nothing given from Leith Dahan. When talking with Coach Silva about Kovac and his goal scoring ability, he says he's just a big target. He can do everything you need to do as a striker. He wins balls in the air. Good and hold up play, can score with the best of them. There's a reason why he leads the Golden Boot race, but Alex Krell of Chattanooga might have something to say about it when it's all said and done. Ignacio Suarez Corey brings it down after 2 headers. Now Dovolo isolated versus Sorensen. Dovolo, a nice chop, pulls it back, drawn off. This shot blocked away. and then cleared away. It was Suarez Corey. And now it looks like Sinanu is not happy. Surrounding the referee, Gil Kovac, and now still communicating with Le Dahan was Andrew Hardeness. So something is peeving Atlanta United. So Kovac still stating his case to our referee. And there was a collision right here at this point. Atlanta was trying to win the ball back, and Atlanta arguing that it was incidental contact, but play about to resume. 18th minute of action. Chattanooga 1, Atlanta 0. Hardeness wins it first, but then it's given right back to Anthony Sorensen. Hardeness once again does well to win possession. Kovac's header can't control it and connect with Davolo. Atlanta back on the ball. They've had more possession than Chattanooga today. It was the counter that turned into a goal for Chattanooga FC for Alex Krelt in this important matchup. Chattanooga right now second in the Eastern Conference, 6 points behind Crown Legacy, who won yesterday over Inter Miami. 3 more points puts them, again, that much closer to the top spot in the East. And the team that's ahead of them in the Southeast Division, Chattanooga won the division last year, made the playoffs for the first time. Now Dominic Chonqui of Atlanta pulls this back. Farid Sarsar first to it. And now Isaiah Jones with the clearance. Brought back down by Majub. Sinanu. Now Daniel Chica. Suarez Corey and Dovolo not on the same page. A nice skill check there for Daniel Mangarov to keep possession for Chattanooga. And Jakupovic clears it away. Kovac offside. Can't be the first to touch it. And he was. Isaiah Jones, former member of Nashville SC, wearing 47. Played a lot with Huntsville City here in MLS Next Pro with Chattanooga FC right now. We talked about the MLS Next Pro flavor that is all over this Chattanooga FC lineup. I asked Coach Dixon at the beginning of the year if that was a concerted effort to have more players that are connected to the league, with Chattanooga being an independent side, as after that foul play resumes. And he mentioned that, yeah, it was a concerted effort. And it makes sense because there were times in the history of Chattanooga FC where they had really great starts, but they hit a wall in the middle of the season and they could not finish. It's been the opposite this year, where they started off slow, but they have gained pace and have shot to the top of the league. And that's all credit to the coaching, also the effort being put in by the players to get to this point. But also, when you have multiple players that have played professional seasons, it makes sense why they really know what it takes. This is Dovolo, central to Dunbar. His shot takes a deflection. Not cleanly scooped by Jakupovic initially, but he gets the job done. The elder statesman of the side, oldest player in the league. Mangarov keeps this in, but only to Daniel Chica of Atlanta. 22nd minute. Chattanooga in front by a goal. Majub plays it over the top. Sorensen heads it down, and then Sorensen continues the run. Receives it from Mangarov. Early ball in from Sorensen. Barker John, almost an amazing touch to keep it in play. Does he do enough to earn a corner? The answer is yes. So in the 23rd minute, first corner of the game for either side. And now the whistle's blown. So Chattanooga will send it in again. Donaldson a punch. And this will roll out for a throw. So Tate Robertson looking like he's going to have a long throw. Ball flung in and cleared away. Support for tonight's match comes from Erlanger, proud to be the exclusive healthcare provider of Chattanooga Football Club. So Robertson, who already has an assist today, prepares to take this corner. Second in quick succession for Chattanooga. Ball sent in. Nodded away. Isaiah Jones controls. Chaya puts it back into the mixer. Donaldson doesn't scrap it cleanly initially, but quickly makes up for his error. And although Atlanta has had more of the possession, it has been Chattanooga that has had better opportunities. But maybe that changes here. Cameron Dunbar along to Chonqui. Tries to zip it in low. Corner coming for Atlanta. The target man in these situations, always number 39, Arif Kovac. Matthew Sinanu, the center back, also somebody to watch out for. But if you do not mark Kovac, he will make you pay. Ball comes in low. It's dropped off towards Dunbar. Now Heel has his shot all the way over the crossbar. Well over and out. Dunbar picks it up a little deeper. He'll go back to Majub. Matthew Sinanu picked up a red card recently. The only reason he's missed a match this season. Outside of that, he's been in the starting 11 every single match. Now Majub. Hardeness. Atlanta is going to massage this Chattanooga defense. They're going to play at their pace, on their terms. There was good pace initially, but the goal has stifled things a bit. Dobolo. Chongqui picks it up centrally. Now to Dunbar. His eyes up. He's attacking. He'll earn a corner. So Andrew Hardeness, 2 assists on the season, searching for a soccer ball so he can take this corner. And now a lot of traffic in front of Eldin Jakupovic, the goalkeeper for Chattanooga. A lot of chaos inside the box. Now the ball comes in right on top of Jakupovic. He gets a hand to it first. That is not going to faze him. Bodies around him. He's done this for a long time. Barker John. Wonderful ball into Mangarov. Mangarov has the pace to get into the box. And now the clearance is necessary from Dovolo. Wasn't pretty from Atlanta, but it got the job done, as Sananu just didn't want that ball to end up near Donaldson. But as he got a piece of it, he left it for an opponent. Majub tiptoeing on the touchline. Kept in. And can Atlanta advance in possession? Dobolo pumps this high into the air. Jakupovic will take it off the bounce. Great touch from Damian Barker John. And the attack is on. Mangarov continues inside the 18. Tries to pull it back. And just enough pressure being put on by the speedy Dovolo to impede that attack. Still with Robertson. Back to the boots of Mangarov. Sorensen. A loose touch as he worked inside the 18. But you can see Chattanooga can play in different ways. They can play with pace. They can play on the counter. They have a good feel about them. And they're multi-dimensional. Now Sorensen. Robertson at the end line. Looking for a pass, but goes right into the arms of Donaldson. This portion of the match is presented by FTC Development, developing unique spaces that inspire since 1912. 31st minute. Chattanooga in front by a goal. Alex Krell back in the 7th minute. Off a counter. Now a ball given away cheaply. Krell has it. Alex Krell will wait for reinforcements. Sitting on 13 goals this season. That is second most in the league. Only behind Arif Kovac, 39 for Atlanta. Sorensen gives up the ball. Now it's 4v3. Quickly forward to Kovac, and just too heavy on the pass from Enzo Dovolo. And maybe had a little bit more time to let that develop. But also you want to find Kovac as quickly as possible. The league's leading goal scorer. There's a foul given on Majub. And check that. Foul was not given. It looked like it was going to be Chattanooga possession, but just out of bounds. So Damian Barker John has been on the ground multiple times today, but has not earned a foul. So he's going to be frustrated with all the contact he has had to deal with. Dobelo, the overlap of Gill. Good curving ball. But again, two men around Arif Kovac at all times as soon as he enters into the 18. And that's, you understand why. Long throw from Jakupovic right to Barker John. But Barker John loses possession to Tota Majub. Jones a header along. It'll bounce inside. Krell will keep this in. So Alex Krell is on the run. Krell! Right at Donaldson. Now Jones rumbling in. And that's last off of Majub. So Alex Krell, Alex on the spot, fires this right at Donaldson, got his own rebound and tried to pull it back to an arriving Robertson. So now Mangarov is the short option. Mangarov, outswinging ball, controlled down. Sarsar didn't realize it. Now Hanchard is called for a foul. So Atlanta has had a lot of possession in this half, but doesn't have a lot to show for it. Chattanooga, in the instances when they have had the ball, have been very dangerous. And that'll be the discussion at the half. We still have plenty of time as we enter into the 35th minute before we get to the break. But you already can expect for some adjustments to be made for Coach Silva and company. As you can tell, he wants the ball to move with more pace, telling Tota Majub to move it around down this right side. Now Dobelo comes a little central. Hardeness, Sananu, and Majub. Chica. Into Suarez Corey. 3v3 on this side. No numerical advantage. Gill, the 1-2 to Dobelo, but it's out of play. And you can tell also some frustration for Enzo Dobelo. Has the pace to get around anybody, but he just hasn't had the space to operate today. It's been good defending, whether it be from Sorensen or Matthias Hanchard on this side. Alex McGrath, the captain, into Damian Barker John. Barker John closed off initially, still with it. Damian Barker John doing it by himself. Out to Alex McGrath. McGrath's entry, controlled by Robertson. And now, just enough done. Sananu back to Donaldson, who will clear it away. So Farid Sarsar will go back to LD Jakupovic. Jakupovic will return the favor. And Chattanooga will have possession. Chaya. And Tate Robertson was going to be offside. That's why he did not continue the run. Krell wins possession. Isaiah Jones now into Mangarov. Pulls this back to Robertson. Tries to cut it into Alex McGrath, but it's not there. Good, clean slide tackle by Anthony Sorensen to stop any type of counter opportunity. Want to dress like the pros? Grab your official Chattanooga FC jerseys, hats, and Adidas fan gear today at shopchattanooga.fc.com. 38th minute, Chattanooga in front by a goal. Alex Krell, 13th goal of the season. The lone goal of the day as he makes his way up the Golden Boot charts. Corey. Suarez Corey tries to go around Anthony Sorensen. Sorensen does keep this in play, as if it would have gone out, it would have been a corner. Atlanta takes over in possession, trying to find Kovac. Hasn't had a lot of service today, but that's been because of the great defending, whether it be from Hanchard or Farid Sarsar. And now Kovac is barking at Hanchard. He's gotten the best of him. Has number 4 in navy blue. Sorensen breaking through the middle into the channel for Robertson. Now along to Mangarov, who continues the favor to Sorensen, but Sananu steps in front. And it's always interesting when a defender is chirping at an attacking player, because they still have to defend for the remainder of the match. The attacking player has to get the best of him just one time. It's a rough job defending, regardless of the sport, but especially in soccer. But you can tell Matthias Henschart has taken pride in this matchup, the top goal scorer in the league, and he's kept them at bay up to this point. Robertson. Mangarov. Watch by 2. Early ball. McGrath can't get there. And Alex Krell will slide to the turf as the ball rolls out of play. .40 minutes gone. And Chattanooga, 41 goals on the season. That is 6th most in the East. They're one of the better defending teams in the Eastern Conference, and they've kept the 2nd highest scoring team in the league at bay up to this point. Now this is Enzo Dovolo trying to change that. Dovolo shrugged off by Sorensen. That'll be a corner. Crown Legacy leads the league in goals with 52 after their 2-goal win yesterday versus Inter Miami. And at 44 is Atlanta. John Quee sends this ball in. It's headed behind by Matthias Hanchard. It will be a throw. So John Quee goes all the way to the other side. We tend to see long throws from Atlanta United because they still have all the big bodies there. So 3 men in the box, 2 center backs and Daniel Chica and Matthew Sananu, and the golden goal scorer, Arif Kovac. Chanqui's ball inside the 6, headed out, and this will be a goal kick. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk MLS All-Star Game. MLS Next, the Stars of Tomorrow, also competing in an All-Star Game in Charlotte. We'll also have first half highlights in the upcoming August schedule. September 20th is just around the corner. Decision day in MLS Next Pro. And these teams are all vying for a playoff spot. Atlanta looking to make the playoffs for the first time in their history in MLS Next Pro. Chattanooga looking for back-to-back Southeast Division championships after making the playoffs for the first time in their history in the league. Sorensen sends this away. Chica is there for it. McGrath's header towards Mangarov, who shoved in the back. Nothing comes of it. Well done by Hardenes to keep possession. Now Gil and Chica. Still time for Atlanta before the end of the half. They were up by 2 goals twice in their last match versus Carolina Core and conceded a goal late in the half, trying to give Chattanooga a bit of that medicine. Chanqui's ball right into Jakupovic as Arif Kovac continues to be shielded away from action inside the 18. Big shove there. Nothing given. And so possession with Atlanta. Chanqui dumps the ball in. Sorensen looking around. It's last off him, so he has to clear it into the stands. Chica. Sananu. Suarez Kouiri. Now Chica. Dovolo. Oh, as this ball comes central and around. Is there an avenue to attack? Dovolo. Isolated against Sorensen. Help coming. Dovolo. Can't connect with Gil. And Alex McGrath with the clearance. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. Gil into Enzo Dovolo. Decides to work back to Daniel Chica. They're really working this right side. Dovolo into the box. Krell's header down. Toto Majub down to Cameron Dunbar. Just a really strong block being put up defensively by Chattanooga. Really nowhere for Atlanta to go. Now Dovolo. Slowed down and stopped by Sorensen, who just fires it away. First half winding down for Atlanta. Might be their last gasp here. Chanqui. By chip. And it will be a corner. So it will be the young teenager Andrew Hardeness. 2 assists on the season. And Jakupovic with a clean snag. There is the halftime whistle. And we go to the break with Chattanooga in front. 1-0 on top of Atlanta. Alex Krell with the goal. 13th of the season. Now second in the Golden Boot race. Coming up in our halftime show, we look back at MLS next All-Star game, plus the upcoming August schedule and first half highlights. All of this when we come back.
What's going on, guys? Moises Linares here in Charlotte, North Carolina for the big MLS All-Star game. And as you can see behind me, anticipation's already building. But before we can even talk about the big game, how about we take a look at some of the best moments during MLS All-Star Week, including the MLS Next All-Star Game, which features some of MLS Next Pro's brightest stars. Charlotte kicked off with the MLS Next All-Star Game, where we got a glimpse of the game's future stars who faced off at Mecklenburg County Sportsplex. A 7-goal thriller that saw Team East take care of business versus Team West with a 6-1 victory. Less than 20 hours after scoring for Crew 2, Columbus Crew's Jamil Danjaji hopped on a flight to Charlotte and found the back of the net again.
Towards goal and through! Jamil Danjaji makes it 2-0 in the blink of an eye.
Nashville SC and Huntsville City forward Liam Stribling also found the back of the net for the East.
Nashville man, Stribling's got some space here. Stribling puts it through. How good is that?
And Crown Legacy's Daniel Brown would complete the scoring for Team East.
A good punch out. Phila. Oh, distance. Fizzer is through. Brown, the hometown product.
The West would pull one back, but ultimately it wasn't enough to overcome the East.
This is a celebration of all their hard work. So many of these guys not only had great individual seasons, they performed well for their team, but what we're starting to see, which is also so cool, is when we talk about pathway, is these players not only do well for their academy team, but most of them have already started to feature for Next Pro, which is that not only the next step for them in their own development, but it continues that aspiration to get to the highest level.
Obviously, it's a wonderful event. Such a privilege to be chosen for this. It takes years and years of training and experience for any player to get caught up into this. So congratulations to everybody that's got caught into this and everybody's family to experience the welcome of being able to participate in this event.
I mean, it's a learning experience. I'm just happy to be here. I'm gonna keep going, keep training, and keep my head down and be grounded.
Before the game, we also caught up with president of MLS Next Pro, Ali Curtis, who talked about the evolution of the pathway MLS has created.
We've got a great collection of players here today. It's a great evening. It's a great event that we're fortunately able to be supported by our partner in Allstate, and we've got a great number of talented players here. So it's a great addition and a great player development moment.
Just crazy to see how far the league has come. And it's just a beautiful thing, right? Now we have 30 teams, so many more stadiums, new stadiums being built. The academy wasn't around in 2009. Now we have a full-blown academy, and to see the talent that we have here tonight is just spectacular. And so it just tells me that we're all moving in the right direction. We're continuing to move this game forward in this country with the World Cup. Everyone's excited. And now we just have to continue to help encourage and support these kids.
Here at Bank of America Stadium, MLS All-Stars lead Liga MX 3-1 after 45 minutes. A great performance in the first half. And speaking of great performances, some of MLS Next Pro's very best goalkeepers and field players took part in the skills challenge. That includes goalie wars and also the crossbar challenge.
I'm trying to get that assist in. Oh, he's cooking me alive. Those low ones killed me.
Hey, we got the Tuesday morning saw the MLS Next Pro players take on actor Danny Ramirez in goalie wars. The Hollywood star even banged this golazo.
Bonus ball! You got the ball!
Later, MLS Next Pro goalkeeper Will Mackey and defending champion Pedro Cruz kicked things off, going head-to-head.
Okay, here we go for two. Can he score? Oh, he does! Pedro Cruz with a clutch effort.
Houston Dynamo's Pedro Cruz would emerge victorious, moving on to the semifinals, where he faced Mexican national team and Pachuca's goalie Carlos Moreno.
Carlos Moreno to win it. Can he do it? Moreno! Get up! Get up! Get up! Take it! Take it! Take it! Oh! Pedro Cruz!
Scores, he wins.
Oh, that's it. That's it. He's done it. Pedro Cruz advances.
Cruz took care of business against Moreno, advancing to the final where he squared off versus World Cup goalkeeper Maxime Crepeau.
Let's go. Come on, Pedro. Let's go. Come on. Game on. Gotta stop him. And Maxime Crepeau is the winner of the All-Star Goalie Wars.
Cruz would come up just short of defending his crown, but would win the admiration of Orlando's Crepeau, who was impressed with what he saw.
It's fun. I talked to him right away. I was like, honestly, if you kept the balls a little bit lower and on the surface, you had me, because he was so powerful that you don't have the chance to get there almost at this distance.
Estoy muy contento. El otro arquero es muy bueno, una persona muy buena. Pude conocer él poquito. Él habló que hoy está yendo bien. Una persona buena y muy bueno. Dividir la cancha con él.
Goalkeepers weren't the only ones in action. The crossbar challenge saw North Texas SC Erunis face off against former MLS Next Pro star Xavier Gozo, taking on some big names like Evander and Javier Ruiz from Club Necaxa.
Representing MLS Next Pro. We see the young superstars emerge in Major League Soccer. North Texas is a great pipeline for FC Dallas.
Let's go, Nice. You're almost there.
There it is. Oh, there it is! For MLS Next Pro. What a story this could be.
Gozo would also make it to the final, but would come up just short versus Ruiz, who would go on to win the competition. An experience that has left a positive mark on both players.
This will be fun to have in your backyard, so I think it was just fun kick around and really enjoyed it.
3 days of MLS All-Star action culminated here at Bank of America Stadium, with MLS All-Stars pulling a 4-3 win against Liga MX, a game that saw a handful of MLS Next Pro alumni make their All-Star debut, a major milestone for the league. Signing off from the Queen City, Moises Linares.
Had a meeting with Rich, and I let him know that he was going to be our choice moving forward. So,
thank you guys. First of all, thank you for your commitment to the club, your commitment to each other, and your commitment to just excellence. Right? Because that's what we're aiming for, is excellence.
Yeah, thank you. The players. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's something that I've been looking forward to ever since I retired. Always
conversation on him becoming the interim.
Good session. Look after yourselves. Better together.
This part of the season. Here's the upcoming schedule this week as we are continuing to march towards decision day. CT United and New England Revolution. That's going to be a good one. In the Northeast, Austin at the top of the Western Conference table, taking on Sporting Kansas City. And then some teams in the middle of the pack, Orlando City B and New York City FC. Huntsville trying to work its way back into playoff position, taking on the team at the top of the Eastern Conference in Crown Legacy. Now it's time for our halftime highlights. A lot of possession for Atlanta United, but they could not find the back of the net. Chattanooga, the lone side to score. This was an early chance, and you thought Arif Kovac, after shrugging off Yves Chaya, that he'd be able to get his foot around it and curl it to that bottom corner, but that was not the case. And then here, Tate Robertson, man with the plan, finds Alexander Krell. And Krell becomes the all-time leading goal scorer in a single season in MLS Next Pro for Chattanooga. Mehdi Wamri had the old record with 12. Krell now sits on 13. Almost had his 14th there. Donaldson with the stop. Isaiah Jones racing in. Tried to score himself but could not. And we sit at one apiece here on Youth Night in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The youth being honored right now here in Finley Stadium. We'll take a break and be back for the second half.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Yeah. Boys hear cinnamon. Flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best. Can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions. Trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
Between Chattanooga FC and Atlanta United. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining us from Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Chattanooga trying to keep pace near the top of the Eastern Conference. A win today would put them 3 points off the lead. And for Atlanta United in the middle of the Eastern Conference table, currently sitting in 7th in the live standings, came in 6th on 34 points. They do have a game in hand with Chattanooga and one more match against CFC, and so points are important today for the Five Stripes. It was a lot of possession in the first half for Atlanta, but did not put a shot on goal. For Chattanooga, they played off the counter on numerous occasions and scored their first goal in transition and almost scored a second in similar fashion. What adjustments do Atlanta United make can Chattanooga stay aggressive even with that 1-goal lead? Coach Richard Dixon has said of this side, especially in moments like this, we want to keep our foot on the gas. They are unbeaten in 5 at home. Very well against some good sides at home across this unbeaten streak. They trounce Red Bull as well as Philadelphia Union, the last 2 Eastern Conference champions. So is this the year that Chattanooga steps into the spotlight? Atlanta still searching for their first ever playoff appearance at Next Pro. This is one that they wanted to find some type of result away from home. They have 45 minutes to do so. Check of the watch for Lath. Van Haan. There's the whistle, and we begin half number 2. Chattanooga FC and Atlanta United 2 battling in the East. This Atlanta side has the top goal scorer in the league in Arif Kovac. Chattanooga has the second leading goal scorer in the league in Alex Krell. One has scored today, one has not. Krell scoring in the first half. Kovac not taking his chance in the first half. But we have one more half of play to see how things will shake out. Atlanta in the forest green and gold. And Chattanooga in the navy blue and white. Dunbar. Back to Majoub. Atlanta is a team that scores lots of goals. They will not be worried, especially with just a 1-goal deficit. Gill. Hardiness off the foul. Quickly starts things, but the ball has to be played from the spot of the foul as Adrian Gill walking a little gingerly. Going to try to walk things off as he is holding at his right leg. Everyone on the pitch for Atlanta except for Toto Majoub and the goalkeeper James Donaldson has scored on the season, which means that the offense can come from anybody. Dovolo at the end line. Fires the ball in. It's headed down. Left for Chongqui. His shot blocked away by Yves Chayup. Chongqui still with it. Dunbar tries to keep it for Atlanta. It's still with the 5 stripes. Chongqui fires it across. It's kept in by Dovolo. Good start for Atlanta here. Less than 3 minutes gone. Chica dumps it in. Kovac shielded away by Hanchert. And a little shove from Kovac. And then a clap of the hands from Hanchert. Those two have been battling all day. And now on the counter, here comes Chattanooga. Into the path of Barker John. Barker John holding off Hardinez. Comes to a complete stop. And then it's last off of Damian Barker John for a goal kick. If that ball has a little more pace into the path of Barker John, things might get spooky for Atlanta. Now here's Gill. And Chongqui, the homegrown, been playing with Atlanta United 2 since 15 years of age, has Dominic Chongqui. Continues to grow in stature and ability. Daniel Chica, a delicious ball into Dovolo. Dominic Chongqui ends up with it. And it takes a deflection. Majub will keep possession as Sananu goes back to James Donaldson, the goalkeeper. But Daniel Chica, just a gorgeous ball playing directly into Enzo Dovolo. And now you can see that Atlanta starting to flex its muscles a bit, but just as I say that, a bad turnover. Daniel Mangarov cannot go around Chica, but it will be a throw-in for CFC. Chattanooga, also a high-scoring team. The last two of these teams met, 8 combined goals in the affair. So I had a feeling this one would be a little bit lower scoring. Defense was going to be on the docket. But things could turn up in an instant. You never know. Good defending by Chaya. Now Barker John will use the speed. Crawls it back. It's cleared away. Just 5 minutes gone in this second half, but it feels like so much has transpired. We have gone end to end. And this is what you love about two attacking teams. 40 goals scored coming into today for Chattanooga. They have the 1 goal scored on the day. And 44 scored for Atlanta. Isaiah Jones swipes at this, but there was a foul inside the box. Alex McGrath is being shown the door. Well, don't want to say shown the door. That could mean that he has to leave the field. But Isaiah Jones comes back, a conversation. So play resumes. Atlanta currently 7th in the live table, came in 6th. 3rd was New England at 39 points. 39 points for Columbus as well in 4th. Now Dovolo on the ball. Enzo Dovolo, good chop. Ball comes back to Chonqui. Now Kovac. Ariv Kovac looking for some space to shoot. This ball rolls out of bounds, or out of play rather, and it will be a goal kick. Finishing the points on the Eastern Conference table. 3rd and 4th, New England and Columbus. 5th, Orlando. And 6th is Atlanta. Chica sends this back in play to Andrew Hardiness. Now Adrian Gill. Chaya keeps this in, trying to shield off Chonqui. It'll stay with Chattanooga. As Chattanooga, as mentioned, has been very good at home this year. 7 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses at Finley Stadium. Last loss was in the month of May at home. And that's just one of 2 losses on the year at Finley Stadium. This has been a kind venue for Chattanooga. Alex Krell latches on to this. Barker John. Coming central. Daniel Mangarov assessing his options. Mangarov can't keep possession. Chica does enough. Chica can't keep this in play, however, and it will be a throw-in. So just as we've seen Atlanta with some long throws, Chattanooga bringing bodies forward to use this as a quasi set piece. Long throw, flicked along by Sarsar, and it's down, high in the air. Hardeness away, Kovac, Arif Kovac can't continue in possession as Mangarov does what's necessary. Now a good tap forward, Alex McGrath trying to measure this ball. Barker John shoved down, keeps his feet. Barker John reverses field, cut down, and again he finds himself on the pitch, but no whistle. Gill, nice touches. Hardeness and Gill, that's a crunching tackle again. Still with Ignacio Suarez Corey. He'll play into the path of Dovolo, plenty of speed. Dovolo! Cannot curl it around Jakupovic and into the back of the net. Enzo Dovolo, once he took this touch, you knew what he wanted to do next. He got it around Jakupovic, but could not keep it on frame. And now we check on Adrian Gill, who is sitting up. Dominic Chanqui is making the universal signal to make a change, and that Gill might need a substitute. Gill is back up. He was already holding at his leg. So play will resume. Tonight's match is brought to you by Vibrant Meals. Chef-prepared meals ready in 3 minutes. Voted Tennessee's favorite. 57th minute of action. Chattanooga in front by a goal. Alex Krell, 13th goal of the season, has moved into the top spot in single season record 4 goals in a year. So now a change will be made. Anthony Sorensen will come off, and Stevie Louis-Jean will come on. In the 58th minute, Eldin Jakupovic boots this away. Daniel Chica first to it. Daniel Mangarov gives up to Tate Robertson for the throw. And talking with Coach Richard Dixon about this matchup, he said that his team just needed to shore things up defensively. Knew that Atlanta was very good in the attack and just couldn't make mistakes. They have not done that today, but now Adrian Gill in possession. Enzo Dovolo, very speedy. Comes to a halt. Chica. Sananu. Floats to Dominic Chanqui. Early ball. Jakupovic sees it the entire way. Quickly goes the other way out the backside. Alexander Krell on it. Sananu holding him up. Nobody with Krell. Mangarov. Good idea. But now the ball's with Krell. He still has it off the miss. And then Chanqui does enough Almost a scrappy goal for Chattanooga as Dominic Chonqui just sends this ball away. Parker John, who played last year with Huntsville, a part of their top scoring offense. Alan Carlton, another player for them last year who's moved on to play in the second tier. Now McGrath, first touches for Louis Jean, and not a bad idea, trying to play Alex Krell. You have still yet to see any real attacking prowess from Atlanta outside of that Dovolo shot. They have had the lion's share of possession, but have not been able to completely break down the Chattanooga defense. They put in a lot of work in this press, but it's really opened things up for Chattanooga. Gill controls after the header from Toto Majub. Now Chonqui works back to Gill. Good ball in. Suarez Corey at the end line. And it will be a corner. There's been some good movement from Atlanta. Situations like that. Now they have a set piece. And the always lurking Arif Kovac, along with Matthew Sinanu, who is trotting in 82 in green and gold. He'll post up right in front of Jakupovic. 62nd minute. Chattanooga in front by a goal. Atlanta with the corner. Headed away by Sarsar. Throw in for Atlanta. Everyone will stay up for the five stripes. Dominic Chonqui will trot over and take this throw, but send it in to the 18-yard box. So now Alex McGrath and Matthew Sinanu both having a talking to. Long throw. Chica nods it along. Kovac plays this back. Hardeness. Now Dunbar. And could not strike it clean. So it'll be a goal kick. We talked about all the scoring within this Atlanta lineup. Kovac, the Golden Boot leader right now with 15 goals, but Cameron Dunbar, 6 goals on the year. Daniel Chico with 3. Dominic Chonqui with 2. Enzo Dovolo with 3. And so they can explode at any time. Chattanooga would love to find an insurance goal. Here's Dovolo again, trying to race past Louis Jean. Dovolo shows great skill to keep the ball in play. Now Chonqui can't connect with Ignacio Suarez Corey at the top of the box. Good hold-up play here from Alex Krell. He's brought down, and that's going to be a foul. Krell has done so much work today, tracking back and forth, and not just scoring the goal, but doing things defensively. Right there in hold-up play as Atlanta was trying to press, earning a free kick, giving Chattanooga a chance to take a breath. Passage, the official ticketing platform of the Chattanooga Football Club. '65th minute now. Play resumes with Yves Chayep. Big ball all the way across. Finds Mangarov. Now Mangarov. Off the chest of Krell. Back to Daniel Mangarov. And now Louis Jean. He's not going around Daniel Chica. Good movement here from Robertson. A little flip inside the 18. And Sananu is cleaned out in our first booking of the day. And Sananu is still down. So Daniel Mangarov is the man that ran into Sananu. And both are still down. So Sananu has been a trooper all season long. He has not missed a match due to injury all year long. He has been an Iron Man. Daniel Mangarov similarly along the same lines. So Mangarov is back up and hopping on his right foot. And just showing some respect. No ill intent in the collision. So it looks like both players are back on their feet, able to walk off under their own power. That's a great sight, especially for Mangarov and Sananu. This portion of the match is brought to you by Passage, the official ticketing platform of Chattanooga Football Club. As Atlanta making a substitution. So Ignacio Suarez-Corey is coming off. Coming on for Suarez-Corey is going to be Patrick Weah, another goal scorer. Led the team in goals last year, did Weah. Weah's first touches. And he was offside, too eager once he's got on the pitch. Another threat, Liam Butts, who is still on the bench for Atlanta if goals are necessary. This ball comes in. It's cleared away by Sananu. Good control by Hardeness. And now Dunbar. And we'll see where Weah plays as he's now coming down the line. This ball is played into Weah. And Jakupovic running into his own teammate. But he still corralled the ball. As Matthias Hanchart, again, step for step with Arif Kovac. That has been the matchup today, and Hanchart has won every single duel, every single opportunity to match up with Arif Kovac. Now Krell taps forward to Barker John, and Damian Barker John could not play the ball central. Daniel Mangarov was in acres of space. And we move towards the 70th minute. Chattanooga holding on to this 1-goal lead. For all the movement, for all the possession, Atlanta has struggled to put shots on goal. And now Chattanooga with a chance to add to their lead. Ball's headed away by Daniel Chica. Enzo Dovolo trying to race around Isaiah Jones, but just runs out of real estate on the touchline. We are in the 70th minute. Still time for Atlanta, but also Chattanooga has really had a stranglehold on the match in regards to the attempts on goal. Gill slipped into Dunbar. Now Hardiness can't keep possession. Does just enough to deny Alex McGrath. And then Hardiness dumps this ball into Chonqui. Quickly forward. Kovac did not want to run through Jakupovic. And so it will be a goal kick. And this was one of the better opportunities. Kovac, again, for his safety, did not want to race through the back of Jakupovic. That ball just got by Eldin Jakupovic. Now Chonqui. Chica. And Dovolo. This has been the side of choice for Atlanta. Now they move to this left side. Majub trying to get Kovac some touches. He has not seen a lot of the ball today. Now Krell. Mangarov just boots it away. Donaldson there for it. This is where Chattanooga is going to have to suffer. Jakupovic well off his line to head that away. And again, his maturity tends to show itself in moments like this. Now Dunbar. 1-2 with Dovolo. Chonqui fires. Yves Chayav goes to ground. And there is the block. This is Enzo Dovolo. Hardiness taps towards Kovac. It was there for Reeve Kovac, but just couldn't keep it on frame. You thought this was the moment as it slipped right to him. He whipped his foot around, but just could not keep it on target. So here's Barker John, a smooth move to keep possession. Under some duress was McGrath, so he goes back to Jakupovic. Lifts it high into the air. And McGrath does well. Hardiness can't keep things going. Gill. Hardiness. And now Majub. Things starting to turn for Atlanta. It feels a little different right now. Gill gliding in possession. Now Weah trying to find a yard to shoot, but he's blocked away. Chica, entry into Dunbar. Cameron Dunbar has his shot deflected. Last-ditch defending from Isaiah Jones. And Chattanooga doing well defensively, but Atlanta is creeping closer to a breakthrough. This portion of the match is brought to you by Nofo Brewing Company, the official craft beer of the Chattanooga Football Club. 75th minute, Chattanooga in front by a goal. It came way back in the 7th from Alex Krell. Atlanta trying to answer here in the late stages, in the final quarter of an hour. Ball zipped in, headed down. Mangarov fires it away. He was the last man standing, and so Dovolo will pick it back up for Atlanta. And now, a man is down on the edge of the 18. And we're waiting to see what the decision is. The yellow card is given to Farid Sarsar. And it will be a free kick. Wow. 19 yards away for Atlanta. And so it was off camera as the ball was away coming towards midfield when the foul happened. But it is a foul nonetheless, and a lifeline for Atlanta here in the final 14 minutes and change. So Dominic Chonqui and Cameron Dunbar, both potential kick takers for Atlanta. Right now, 4 in the wall for Chattanooga. Dunbar, the right-footed option, and Chonqui, the left-footed option. As now Daniel Mangarov will come off. And Amasian Sidmahan comes on. So immediately, Sidmahan, who is a much bigger option, much taller option, works his way into the wall. There will be a man laying prone behind the wall as well. As Alex Krell, the goal scorer, also will come off. And Yuval Cohen will come on. With this being about 19 yards out, it's very hard sometimes to get it up and over the wall. Dunbar slips through, and big save made by Jakupovic. Trusted his wall and then dove to his left. Still time. Chattanooga has to continue to defend because Atlanta is getting close. Robertson fighting with Dovolo, and Dovolo wins that battle and just wants possession, so he dumps it way back to Matthew Sinanu. 79th minute. The goal scorer Alexander Krell has gone off. Goal scored back in the 7th minute. The difference right now. But Atlanta has had a free kick, has had a corner, has had Kovac just wide of the mark. And that's not a recipe for success if you are Chattanooga. Donaldson boosts this high into the air, controlled by Cohen, but then given away. Now off the turnover, Sidmahan. Barker John. Damian Barker-John space to shoot, and Donaldson scoops it up. Long throw from Donaldson to get things started with Dovolo. Andrew Hardeness, the teenager, fires it forward, but Eldin Jakupovic will let it roll inside the 18 and then pick up for himself. A reminder, Chattanooga, second in the Eastern Conference on 40 points. A win today puts them 3 points behind the leader in the East in Crown Legacy, who won yesterday. For Atlanta, currently sitting sixth in the East on 34 points. Do not want to have or lay an egg here, because then things get very tricky down the stretch. Substitution will be made as Sei Fakesi will come on now. Dovolo goes down in the box. It'll be a throw-in for Atlanta. Now Weah. Shoved down. What is this? It's given as a goal kick. But again, Atlanta knocking on the door. You can tell Weah is not too happy. Felt like there was enough contact to garner a penalty. Jakupovic felt like there wasn't enough, that Weah went down too softly. He let him know about it, and now our referee calming down Jakupovic, but also this is time that is coming off the clock. So maybe this is just a mature move from Jakupovic to have a couple more seconds troop off that game clock. Long ball from Jakupovic. First ball won by Daniel Chica of Atlanta. Second ball headed back forward by Louis Jean. Now possession with Yuval Cohen of Chattanooga as they look to control the remainder of this match. Manage this 1-goal lead. Barker-John. Cohen, nothing there. Or maybe I spoke too soon. And so it's given as a free kick. So initially, Laith Vahan waved both hands from left to right as if there was going to be nothing, but it was given as a foul. So now Sid Mahand, Barker-John, and Tate Robertson, a meeting of the minds. As they prepare to take this free kick. About 27 yards away from goal. It's Barker-John, a bouncer right into the chest of Donaldson, and he lets it loose as Dovolo is on the run. Dovolo slicing through a couple of defenders. Dunbar tracking back to win possession. And now Atlanta still trying to counter, but it looks like Chattanooga has got enough numbers behind the ball. Dovolo has his cross blocked away by Isaiah Jones. Now Jones. And the foul is given there. So now a couple of substitutions will be made. Anthony Garcia will come on, along with Alexis Arua. As now Isaiah Jones, who was fouled, being stretched out. Coach Dixon now looks like he might be holding the substitutions for a moment. And again, just trying to finish off the rest of this match. So Isaiah Jones will come off. Jones was the one that was just being stretched out. So Alexis Arua will come on for Isaiah Jones. And also coming off is Damian Barker-John for Anthony Garcia. Time is now on the wrong side of Atlanta, as there is just 4 minutes and change remaining. Chattanooga trying to get to the finish line here at home and make it 6 straight unbeaten. Again, there were late goals in this matchup the last time. It was an 8-goal fireworks show. This one has looked a little different. This one has had more of a playoff feel. And that's to be expected as we inch closer and closer to that time of year. We're really there right now. Donaldson comes out for it and rolls into the path of Majoub. This ball's tapped along to Dovolo. Louis Jean does so well defensively. Richard Dixon making the right decision there with the speedy Dovolo to bring in another speedster in Louis Jean at that left back position. Since Louis Jean has come on, he's been right in the pocket of Enzo Dovolo. Now Dovolo's turn again. Dovolo tries to connect with Cameron Dunbar. Now Sid Mahan. And he's given a card. And it'll be a foul and a free kick. So a set piece upcoming in the 89th minute for Atlanta. Down by just a goal. See this again. First to the ball. I felt like both had an opportunity to go for that, but had to be the follow through from Sid Mahan. About 33 yards away from goal for Dunbar. Dunbar dumps this in. Headed down. Still free for the moment. Majou back inside the 18. Not cleared completely. And then Weah takes a touch and didn't realize that Kovac was right at the doorstep. So we're in the 90th minute now. Chattanooga can sense all 3 points. Chica can't connect with Dovolo down the line. The fourth official announcing a minimum of 5 minutes of added time, and look who's free! Garcia holds things up. Sid Mahan can't keep possession. And that's a moment maybe for Garcia where you keep going and try to test James Donaldson. Does that come back to bite Chattanooga? Yuval Cohen tracking back, does well defensively. Hardeness didn't know he was there. Foul given. Free kick coming. Time ticking off. And Chattanooga in no rush to get a ball back onto the field. And that's why it comes from the Atlanta sideline to get play restarted. Arua. Ball's turned over. Good defending by McGrath. So Anthony Garcia works back to East Chiap. Mohamed Cisse will come on now. Cisse comes on for Daniel Chica. We played 2 of our minimum of 5 minutes of added time here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Four goals apiece the last time these two teams met. Just 1 goal today. Alexander Krell with the goal. Right now, Cameron Dunbar is in possession. Weah racing in open space. Then he just loses his footing. Sid Mahan ends up with it. And then Sananu picks his pocket and just stops the attack for the time being. But that was last off of Atlanta. And another minute has come and gone. A foul on Amezion Sid Mahan. And now Chattanooga will take their time to take this free kick. Holding on to this 1-goal lead. Cohen going to the corner flag now. And the corner is given. And now, after Cohen's ball, Hardenez quickly finds Shea Fakesesi. Fakiesi is brought down. That's a yellow card given to McGrath. Play restarts quickly. Less than 40 seconds remain now. Majub turns it over to Anthony Garcia. Plays it long, does Garcia towards Sid Mahan. That wasn't the option. It was Yuval Cohen's goal in the 90 +5 that drew level versus Atlanta in Atlanta for Chattanooga. This ball's headed away. We're in the 90 +5 right now. And does Atlanta have some late magic? Ball comes in. Kovac can't get a clean take to it. And as that goes out, that might get the job done. There's the final whistle. Chattanooga victorious. They score for the first time at home first versus Atlanta United. And that's the goal that was the difference from Alex Krell. The final, Chattanooga FC 1, Atlanta United 0. Now it's time for tonight's man of the match presented by Adidas. And it's the man with the goal, Alex Krell. 13th goal of the season. And for Krell, he's now 2 off the golden boot. He outduels Zarif Kovac today, who is leading that race with 15. He is right on Kovac's heels. Today, it's Krell who's the man of the match, presented by Adidas. So thank you so much for tuning into this matchup here from Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The final, once again, Chattanooga 1, Atlanta United 0. You can watch MLS Next Pro all season long on onefootball.com and MLSnextPro.com with my amazing crew. My name is James Hadnot saying so long from Chattanooga, and have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.